Hi friends, David Long here, Omega Auto Sales. Summer madness is here upon us. It is 1985 and it is definitely hot. The new Buick Riviera is here for the 85 model year. $24,000 will get you out the door. Sign and drive event going on. You don't want to miss out on this beautiful car. Come and take a look. Test drives are free and smiles for miles. Come on out to Omega Auto Sales. David Long, General Manager. Okay, that was a time warp. We're back from 1985. And no, this wasn't $24,000 back then. It was actually just a little over $20,000, but it was still a lot of money back then. Euro-Asian Bob has been known to really knock it out of the park. He finds some amazing finds, but this time he's even outdid himself, and I am pleasantly surprised. This thing has less than 3,000 miles on it, like 2,800 something. We'll take a look exactly at the exact numbers here in a minute. But a lot of the cars that I've had from him in here, we talk about it looks brand new, it looks so nice, so clean. This one literally is brand new. This is a 1985 Buick Riviera with the 307 V8 in it, and it is definitely a time capsule. Let's go ahead and take a look around this thing. It is really amazing. There's the beautiful front end of this 85 Buick Riviera. And you can see that it has these little indicators up here. It's high beam, turn signal, park lamp, all the different things going on here, which is really, really cool. Look at the chrome, guys. There's not even a spot, not even a blemish, not even a bug. Brand new. Of course, the rest of the body is going to look the same. It's pretty much going to be brand new all over, but it's very, very fun to look at. As we go over here, you can see it has the Uni-Royal Tiger Paw Royal Seal, original 1985 tires. Those are what came from the sales floor at the dealership this was sold at. As we go down this side, the chrome cladding is all intact, zero rust, zero scratches. Zero dents. As we get to the back, these are usually gone. This is like a fiberglass or plastic filler panels. And again, those look brand new. This came from Indiana, Lafayette. Dan Kendrick. It was either a Buick or some sort of a General Motors dealership up there. We come around to this side, it's the same story. Look at the vinyl top. I'm not going to push on it or mess with it, but it's even still shiny, like it's brand new material that was just bought last week. The paint is glossy, like it was just painted last week, but it wasn't. It was painted back in 1985. It even has the hidden wipers feature here. There's a cowl that moves up and lets you do your windshield wiping, and then it closes, and that's all operational and it works. Let's go ahead and open up the hood. You guys are going to be shocked even more. Look at that, guys. It's glossy. It's like fresh paint, but it's not fresh. Every single sticker that ever came on this car is still here. The only eyesore under this hood is the interstate battery, which Euro-Asian Bob says he's going to be buying the original Delco battery from a dealership to see if he can take care of this green battery. It's just what he had on hand. All the belts are as new from the factory. All the hoses, all the wires, everything is as new except for this battery. Even this ductwork right here, that's always gone on these 80s cars. The little clamps are cracked and broken and missing. This stuff's deteriorated. Here's the air ride compressor, and it is all functional. Look at the paint on the dipstick. It's even shiny.
Are you calling this car a shiny dipstick?
It definitely has one. The firewall still has the original coating. It's just really amazing. Even the stamp on that blower resistor right there is like brand new. There's the original emissions data plate that's always missing on these cars, and it looks like it was just printed last week. One last thing, there is a tiny little scrape where maybe someone gouged their tool into the padding here. But other than that, even that is fully intact. It's like it was just pressed yesterday. You can see the press marks in it. Amazing, amazing, amazing. We're going to jump into the interior. Sorry for the air compressor, but it smells like a brand new 1985 car in there. The headliner does have some bubbling. That's really the only flaw in this car, and we'll talk about that here in a minute. But let's jump inside.
Okay, ladies and gents, here it is. 2,792 miles. That's it. And this car is made during the era of, I can't drive 55. Look at that 55. Nicely marked there to keep that speed limit in check. As we move up, you can see that dash is immaculate. Can you think of how many dashes from this era have their guts of foam spewing out everywhere, cracks that are as deep as the Grand Canyon? Nothing. All these little louvers up there, perfect shape. As we move down, look at all that lovely 1980s wood trim from those plastic trees. But look, they're perfect. There's not anything broken. Look. They move. They're still intact. They're not broken. Now, can you think of how many times you've tried to adjust your vents and everything inside is broken and not there? Lovely cassette player. That HVAC system is touchscreen. There's no buttons there. Touchscreen, which would have been phenomenal for 1985. So let's check out this ashtray. Oh wow, not so much as a scratch, never been used. Let's check out the glove box. Look at that. It doesn't even really want to open. It's been closed for so much of its life. And look there, original paperwork. As we slide to our door card, those handles. How many times have you been in one of these cars and those handles aren't attached or the leather strap's broken? And how many of you can see through that speaker vent hole all the way because all those little louvers are gone? I know, they're all there. It does have a indoor ashtray as well. On this seat, you can actually see, here's the window sticker from that time. It claims that it had 17 city and 22 highway. Huh. But as we go to the seats, this is a riding sofa. Let me tell you, it is nice, it is comfortable. Look at that gray leather. It's perfect. Nothing is marked, nothing is creased, no tears, nothing. And this is a 45-45 split, which comes with this little itty bitty center console, which was a very special option for this car. As we open that, there you go. Looks like it's perfect cassette tape width, which would have been important during that time. Where else would you have put your cassettes? In addition, because this is a 45-45 split, you do get a very small armrest, which I guess you would have to fight over between the driver and the passenger. Let's move to the back seat. And it's the same thing. A very nice, thin, slim armrest as well. As we slide over, look over there, look at that speaker vent. Perfect condition as well. A little bit of an armrest on that side as well. And as we slide to the other side, you can see also it looks good as well. Again, another ashtray. Now, as we move up, like some of the foam underneath something has gone wrong underneath it. And so, but this has been a garage princess its entire life. I mean, it's insanely obvious. Everything is in perfect, pristine condition. You can see here where they've adjusted, and you can see some of the dimpling in there as well. And as we note here, ladies and gents, one interesting thing, it looks like it has had its last oil change in October of 2013, and it is due when it reaches 5,767 miles. So gosh, this thing hasn't done but 30 miles since 2013. That's insane. As we move back here to our steering wheel, this is a custom steering wheel that was ordered special for this model. This is not the stock model. And again, there never would have been an airbag in 1985. Just wasn't part of the safety features offered at that time. But as you see, it does have a really cool design. It has the Riviera logo in it, and it has some nice bolts holding it in place. So if it looks this good inside, imagine what it's going to look like underneath. Hey, I think I've seen some of those setting on the highway before.
Amazingly, this one's still intact. These are never here on these old 80s cars. Even the ductwork here is still intact. This little chin spoiler deal is still intact. It's just amazing. There's not even any bugs really in the condenser, guys. It's that new. Still has the stickers on these bumper supports. All the wiring and everything looks brand new. You can see this brown color here. That's specialized coating. We'll show you a sticker in a little bit that annotates that on the window, but that is a rust proofing that was put on when it was new. And you can see they actually got some on the tire in some places. So those tires were definitely here back then when they put those on. This is a front-wheel drive vehicle, so here is our differential. The oil pan sits off to the side a little bit. There's our starter. And the transmission is kind of like a transaxle in a way. It kind of redirects the power to this differential in the front and not to the rear of the car. The front has torsion bar suspension, does not have coil springs. That's because it's a front-wheel drive. As you can see, even the plating, the coating on that ball joint is still there. The brakes are like 100% new. There's still grease here from when it was greased back in 1985 or maybe even 2013 when it had its oil change and services done. Go to the side, pads are new. There's some little oil seepage. That's only from the grease that was greased into the ball joints. And from sitting for so long, that's nothing that's a problem. That's not an issue. It's just there. Here's our oil filter, probably from 2013. This exhaust has some surface rust just from sitting, but it's all intact. The underside, there's more of that brown coating we talked about that helped it keep from rusting. These little coils and brake lines and things are usually rusted so bad on these old cars by now. Those still look brand new. Here's our center muffler. Everything is just so nice under here. It's just amazing. Check this. It has drum brakes in the back. Here's our air suspension. It's still holding. We'll go check the other side. Yep, the air ride system is still fully functional on this car. Here's the gas tank with the coating on it. This car was very well protected and very well cared for. Even the wire looms and everything look like something I just got at CarQuest yesterday. But we know that's not the case on this car. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Let's go ahead and get this thing on the ground. The coating I just talked about that we saw on the bottom of the car was brown colored. It was actually this Quaker State metal guard that was put on back in the 80s, I imagine. So that's what that brown coloration was on the bottom. One of the options that was on the window sticker that we just looked at was a 4-note horn. Let me demonstrate. That's like a train horn, guys. That's amazing. So up here, just like we saw a minute ago, but I'm going to go into a little bit more detail as the standard options this car came with. The real key thing here is look at the special options they ordered, special from the factory. It almost takes up both sides of this paper. It's amazing. They wanted everything extra, extra, extra. It's really, really amazing. And there's the price, $20,234. So we did see that the headliner has some issues going on and the tires, they are dangerous to drive. I asked Euro-Asian Bob, I said, would you like me to address the tires or take the headliner out? He said, absolutely not. Don't touch it. He said, it's very possible a museum or a dealership will buy this car and they will want every nut, every bolt, everything from the factory. As soon as we start changing out tires and fixing, doing all this stuff, that's no longer a true statement. So we're just checking it over, make sure there's nothing dangerous as far as underneath going to fall apart or fail. Other than that, this thing's going to be put on to bring a trailer. So please don't this is actually kind of strange. Don't contact Euro Asian Bob to buy this. He has told me it will be on Bring a Trailer, and there is where your money can do the talking. How much is it worth? The guy that has an open checkbook will tell you what it's going to be worth. That's what it's going to be worth. This will actually be very fun to see what this thing goes for. We just saw the sticker price back in 1985. Obviously, it's going to go above that, way above that. The few miles that this car does have on it, it has been maintained. It's been filled to the top with fresh gas. Services have been done, so it hasn't been ignored. But some of the things you should look for if you're buying a car like this is seals that are starting to leak from age or different things like that. Has the gas ruined the fuel tank or the fuel system, which it has not on this one? Is it possible that it won't start because the fuel system is turned into varnish? Also, there can be issues with, like the tires I just mentioned. If you go somewhere 3 or 4 states away, you find a car like this and you have the idea, I'm going to drive it home. Don't. It could blow out and hurt somebody. Euro Asian Bob actually trailered this car up to my shop just for that reason. He wants to keep the original tires for originality, but he does not want to drive it and risk damaging and hurting someone, and definitely not damaging the car. So we will not be road testing it here for that very reason. We're not going to take it out on the road. Lots of people have brought cars in here that are in fairly new condition and talk about their museum piece, but that's just talk. This one is not talk. It truly is a General Motors museum piece. It is that amazing. So again, we're not going to put a link in the description so you can get a hold of Euro Asian Bob. That's not how this particular car is going to work. It's going to be on Bring a Trailer. If you want to buy this car, you're going to have to bid and see if you might be the winner. It's kind of up to you and up to whoever wants to really, really buy this car. If I were buying it and I won the bid, I would be afraid to drive it because it could get wrecked or I just can't imagine. It's so, so nice. So if you're curious what kind of tools we're not going to use, actually we are going to use on the other cars in the shop, but not on this one. Check my Amazon affiliates link in the description below. We get a small cut and we really appreciate it. And make sure to hit the subscribe button because we're not done fixing cars and Euro Asian Bob is not done finding museum pieces. Thanks for watching.